So I'll forward these questions, and I think they'll be addressed during the Q&A session. Friends, what I want to discuss with you today are three things. The first one is how to retail products. And just one moment. Yeah, how to retail products in our business. Why is that important? Because to be able to move products or to become a business, we need to move products from NeoLife to different consumers. That's the first thing. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the importance of promoting events. Why is it very important? Because a lot of people in our business make decisions when they attend events. So let me just share the screen with you. Okay. So let's talk briefly about retailing products. In our business, we talk about sharing products. Sharing products simply means that the people who are not interested to become business builders become our customers who buy products from us, and we make a profit from the sales we made. There are two essential things that are important for retailing products. First, to retail products, you need to have product knowledge. That means you need to know what our products do and how they serve the needs of our customers. Number two, we need to know our customers and listen to what their challenges are. So we connect our product knowledge and the needs of the customer. That's how you retail products. I've met a lot of people who say that they can't do this business because they don't know how to sell. What they don't realize is that every single day you're selling something. Either you're selling an idea, you're selling your services, you're selling who you are. If you're married, you successfully sold yourself to your spouse. All that is a part of sales. So selling is part and parcel of our daily living. Let's talk briefly about retailing or selling products in our business. Now, first step, product knowledge. It simply means you need to know what our products do. The essential product that you need to know first is the Pro-Vitality Pack. That is the 4 products in the Pro-Vitality Pack: 3NN, carotenoid complex, the multi-mineral complex, and omega-3 salmon plus. Those 4 products in the Pro-Vitality kit, Pro-Vitality Pack, you need to know what they do. Then you need to know is basically what botanical balance does. Who needs botanical balance? You need to know CalMag. You need to know magnesium complex. You need to know what these products do. And based on that knowledge that you have, the next step is to start listening to people, listening to their needs, listening to what they actually need. I have found that a very effective way of advertising or getting people to know our products is to post things on social media. I found that a lot of people actually are on social media looking for something they need. But if you post something to the social media, somebody will ask you a question or will respond and say, what does it do? What is it for? How much is it? Okay. So product knowledge and then listening to our customers. Listening is not an easy skill to master because it means that you have to suspend your understanding and the judgment of things so that you can actually listen to what people talk about. Try listening to somebody completely the next 2 days. Select one person and really listen to them, because listening will give you an idea of what the person is going through and what our products may help that customer with. The next thing about a retailing product is keeping in touch with customers. You need to keep in touch with your customer to find out how the product usage is, how they enjoy the products, when they need the products. And a very important thing is to ask your customer to give you references. If they have experienced positive things about our products, they are likely to speak to their friends and relatives about what our products do. That increases your customer base. And then get to know your customers, get to know what they do, get to know about their families. The more you know about your customers, the better is for you, because sometimes you call them to just find out how they are doing without talking about the products. Why is this important? It is important because your customer will keep you in mind. When they want something, the first person they think about is you, and that gives you a good basis for retailing products or servicing your customers. Then customer support. Customer support simply means that the customer knows that you care about them. When you're speaking to your customer, enthusiasm and kindness is a very important part of the business, of the process of keeping your customer satisfied. Enthusiasm simply means that you are excited to offer that service to your customer. Kindness means that you treat your customer with the respect they need or require. And then asking questions and listening to what the response of your customer is. Have a very simple record keeping system, the customer's name, the product they bought, when they bought it. That helps you to find out when the customer may actually need the next round of products. And then have some literature. You can have electronic literature or you can have hard-copied literature. Both are very important because electronic literature is very easy to send to customers. But when a customer is holding a document, a product catalog, or something in their hands, the feeling of touching the product, it triggers something in their mind that maybe I need to find out more about this product. And then smiling about when you're dealing with customers. And by the way, when you're smiling and you're speaking on the phone, your customer can detect that you're actually smiling. If you're frowning, it comes through your voice. If you're smiling, the same thing. And then use your customer's name often. Why is that important? Because then you remain in the mind of your customer when you call their customer's name often. When you call them, when you're discussing an issue, when you're giving them more information about any new products that we have. The reason for this is so that the customer can actually realize that you actually care about who they are and what their needs are. Let's talk about promoting events. Why is promoting events very important? Because event is what keeps our business really going. A few things I want to mention about events. Number one, you need to know when the big events are coming. Why is that important? So that you can start selling it to your team. Number two, if there's a big event coming in April, May, June, start selling it 2 or 3 months before, because a lot of distributors take time before they decide I'm going to attend this event. So keep the dates in your mind. Number two, keep sending message to your customers. Keep reminders going. Let me say every week you remind your team about the coming event. I remember when the first event that Betty and I attended when we were new in the business. We started the business at the end of March. The first main event we went to was in June, I think June or July. It was called the Free Enterprise. The Free Enterprise, we went to Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein is about 600 kilometers from Pretoria. And for the first time, we saw what this business actually is. There are more than 4,000 participants in the meeting. That's the first time I saw Charlie Bolton. Our sponsor and our team leader had just become a 3Ruby director. And when I saw him going on stage, that's when a fire was lit in my heart. That's when Betty and I decided this business, we need to take it seriously. From that event, it took us 3 months to take our first step to Sapphire. 3 or 4 months to take our first step to Sapphire Director. When we went for this event, we were senior managers. Why was that important? Because when you saw what the business is, all the doubts that you experience when you get negative prospects, or people around you do not believe in the business, or people try to discourage you, when you go to an event like that, is when your mind actually opens. You see that this business is actually a very serious business. I saw several Diamond directors going on stage. I saw presidents, team members, world team members. I saw people from very humble backgrounds going on stage as taking a step. That's when the penny dropped for Betty and myself. So the importance of events. Make sure you know when the next major event is coming. April, May, June, even small events. Please check in your area when the next business opportunity presentation is being presented. Take a note, put it on your diary, and if you know people in those areas, call all your prospects. If you know distributors who live in that area or that town, let them know about this event. Because it is an event like that that people actually make decisions and start the business. Okay, so that's about promoting products. The last thing I want to talk to you about is that we are just winding up on the policies and procedures of NeoLife. The policies and procedures of NeoLife are divided into 6 areas. The first one is the code of conduct. It's just a summary of how distributors need to conduct themselves when we're doing this business. The foundation is integrity. Okay, we talk about the five corporate principles: integrity and honesty. People are number one. Products that work. Long-term view, equal opportunity for everybody. And then the A is distributorship. That is your relations between you and the company. B is line of sponsorship. That is the relationship between you and your team, people on your line of sponsorship. Number 3 is advertising. That is how you relate to the public as a distributor. Then D is the products. If you find a product which is defective, or you get a customer who is not satisfied with the product, what do you need to do with it? What I want to talk to you about today is enforcement. That is, remember that in any organization, a family, a team, a country, any organization, there are rules. But those rules must be able to be enforced. If they are not able to enforce them, you might as well not have any rules. So, I'll briefly cover the enforcement of the rules in NeoLife. A very important thing is this. All of us need to go through the policies and procedures so that you know what you expected of you and you know what you expect from the company. When there's a violation of an agreement or the distributor agreement, because when you start the business, we sign the form, in the kit is always a policies and procedures. Please take time and read through it. When there's violation of the agreement, the first step may be to censor. Censure simply means that the company may suspend your rights to buy products, the company may suspend your right to sponsor, the company may suspend your rights to compensation plan, the bonuses, incentives, attend events. That's really the meaning of censor until things are clarified, and then it can be restored if there's nothing has been violated, or if a distributor has made a commitment to rectify their behavior. But there's also permanent cancellation of distributorship and privileges without compensation. Why is this important? Because all of us are expected to adhere to the policies and the procedures of the company. All right? Let's talk about the complaint process. If there's a distributor who has done something that violates the policies and procedures of the company, the first step is the sponsoring director of the distributor. For example, a distributor X does something unethical. The first person on call who should handle the matter is the upline sponsoring this director. All right. So the sponsoring director needs to do an informal discussion with the distributor and advise the distributor that they need to change their behavior, or they need to rectify anything wrong they have done. So the first port of call is the sponsoring director. That really shows to you the responsibility directors have in our business. And that is why the foundation of our compensation plan, you will notice, is a director. The more directors you build, the stronger your business. So the director has a great responsibility in the team. If there is no change from the offending distributor, then NeoLife is informed in writing. The sponsoring director needs to write down the details of the event, write down what they have done in order to rectify, and mention that whoever distributor is unwilling to correct or change themselves, then NeoLife takes the case to investigate and come to a conclusion. But sometimes NeoLife may initiate a process of disciplinary without a formal complaint if the violation is really serious. Because maybe somebody has done something that really violates the policies and the procedures, and NeoLife actually gets to know about it, they can actually initiate a formal process to make sure this complaint is dealt with. Now, the next thing is the disciplinary action by NeoLife. NeoLife will not take any disciplinary action until, first, the event has been put in writing. Number two, NeoLife does investigation of the violation. And then once that is done and we actually find that the distributor has been guilty of misconduct, violating one of the policies and procedures, there may be suspension or cancellation, depends on how severe that event has been. Once NeoLife has made the decision, they will communicate the decision to the offending distributor in writing. It could be suspension, it could be cancellation. But after that, the distributor has an appeal process. The distributor may appeal or lodge an appeal within 15 days after the disciplinary action has been taken. So within 15 days, the distributor can appeal the action so that in writing. And once that is done, NeoLife will respond within 30 days to the appeal. Okay, so these are simply some of the enforcement that NeoLife will undertake. It's very important that all distributors please take time to read the policies and the procedures so that you know the rights that you have as a distributor, but also you know the rights of the company to protect the integrity of the business. Why? This is a very, very long-term business. I mean, we've got people who have been in the business for 50 years, 52 years, 40 years, 30 years. So the company takes a lot of effort and time to make sure that the policies and the procedures of the company are respected and adhered to by all distributors. But also, these policies and procedures are there to protect the rights of distributors because they are building a business. I mean, every distributor wants to know that once they sponsor distributors and they take time and effort to train a distributor, the distributor cannot just decide to change the line of sponsorship. That is put there to protect everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few ideas I wanted to share with you. That's the policies and the procedures. Go back to your distributor kit, take out the policies and procedures, read through it, and really familiarize yourself with the policies and the procedures of the company. Why is that important? Because remember, you are running a business. If you're running a business, there has to be guidelines that helps you to grow your business to the next level that you want. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you very much for taking your time to spend with Betty and myself. We still have a few more days to the month end. Month end is on Monday. So whatever goals you wanted to reach, there's still, we say in our business, it's not over until it's over. So thank you very much. Good night and God bless.